You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Hello and welcome to Lifestyles by Lola. I'm Lola Jamo. Spring is finally here after a long winter. I don't think the winter wanted to leave, but now that it's gone, let's embrace the spring. I've got a ton of ideas, tips, and great ways for you to take off your sweaters, bare your shoulders, and enjoy the warmth and freshness of the spring season. So stay tuned. Let's talk spring trends. White and black. If you haven't noticed, that is the color right now. White and black stripes, white and black floral prints. White and black is the new, fun, celebrated style for the spring season. Now, as you can see, I've got my stripes. You can represent it in your home with this lovely, white and gray, kind of monochromatic style pillow cover, which I've incorporated to style my home. Because why not style your home the way you style yourself? Expressing your style is not only with your clothing, but also in your interior design. So, striped pillowcases. However, for myself, I've got a black and white floral dress, which I feel is fun and still representing that style, but not as bold as wearing white and black stripes itself. However, I have embraced the trend, and I also have here some really cool white and black leggings. And these are great because you can wear these with a tank top and a pair of, comfy little flat ballet slippers, or you can dress them up with black pumps and a really cool black, blazer with a white t-shirt or a white tank top underneath. You can dress it up or down and you're still maintaining the trend. However, if that's a little too much for you, going back to the white and black floral popular look is also a comfortable way to go and still embracing the white and black theme. I also have polka dots, which are big and they're back. White and black polka dot clutch is a fun way to incorporate the white and black style into your wardrobe by using it as a handbag. So if you're not big on wearing the stripes or even maybe the white and black flowers, by having an accessory like a handbag that incorporates that theme, you're still following along with the trend and keeping up with what's in fashion today. Another fun way is with a striped shirt. Now this is a really great shirt to wear if you want to for work. It's fun. You can put it under a blazer and pair it with a black pencil skirt, or you can dress it down again with a simple cotton tank top or t-shirt underneath, a pair of black skinny jeans, and your favorite pair of boots, pumps, or sandals in black, or even red if you want to do a fun splash of color. What's great about fashion is that it's always changing, and what's popular today is usually going to be popular within the next few years, more than likely. The funny thing about all of these elements are things that I've already had. I didn't have to go out and buy anything to be a part of the black and white concept that's popular for spring, only because these were things that were really popular about 4 or 5 years ago and have come back. So think about that too when you're going through your spring cleaning in your closet of things that you may not wear. Don't necessarily throw things out if they still fit, but maybe store them away for another time when certain styles come back. As you can see, my happy striped shirt, which I probably had for about 5 or 6 years ago when the stripes were in trend back then. Now, the other thing that you can do is do solid tones. The fun thing about white and black is that they're really simple colors and they pair nicely together as solids as well. So maybe even incorporating a black tank top with white jeans could be a fun way to play up the white and black concept in an unusual way that you don't see as often. Or even your basic black skinny jeans with a white top, which is a very popular casual look, but you're still celebrating that white and black concept. Have fun with it. Add splashes of color mixed in, or keep it simple, but always think about what you enjoy wearing and expressing yourself and your fashion sensibility. So, if you do have those black and white elements at home, definitely pull them out of your closet and embrace them. And if you don't and feel like shopping, well, happy spring shopping. Spring is here. And what do I always think about? Fruits and vegetables and how I can incorporate them more into my diet during the spring season. How can you do that, you ask? Smoothies. I have a brain blaster smoothie that I found in a cookbook that has been working amazing so well for me and also Javon. The reason why it's called the Brain Blaster is because it's your wake up morning fix to give you all the elements that you need to get through the day. And the best part about it is these are things that you can find at your farmer's market or your local grocery store. Oranges, pears, apples, and grapefruit. The 4 of them make up the Brain Blaster. The great thing about these fruits is that you're getting the citrus elements, you're getting your antioxidants, you're getting hydration, and most important, you're getting vitamin C. These are all the things that you need in your body for health and energy and well-being and keeping your immune system and defense up while we're going through the change in seasons, which is usually a time when people tend to get sick during the spring and also going into the fall seasons. Now, I've already rinsed them so they're ready to cut and go into my blender. The great thing about the blender is that it has an opening that I can take this off and fit the fruits or vegetables that I'm blending into here. I like to keep that top on because if it's bigger than that hole, chances are you need to cut it down smaller. The smaller the chunks of fruits or vegetables that you use in your smoothie, the more thinner, less chunky consistency you're going to get while drinking it. So I always like to mix up the citrus with the actual pear or apples, so you don't have citrus all at the bottom and the pears and apples on top. So I go with my pear first, and again, you're really trying to cut these fruits into a size that is going to fit through that little hole. Now, if your blender doesn't have a hole, my best advice to you is that when you're cutting them, that you want to cut your fruit like a pear into at least 4 equal parts. So that basically means cutting it in half and then cutting the 2 halves in half. Then you want to make sure that you get rid of the seeds that are in the center, and also you want to cut off the stem and you want to cut off the bottom part. And in doing that, now you take those halves and cut them into half. So basically you should come up with about 6 to 8 different slices of fruit. So I'm going to cut these halves into 4 pieces, and I'm going to cut these halves into 4 pieces. Now the way I cut it, it wasn't completely centered, so these pieces are still a little larger, so I'm just going to chop those down and make them into smaller pieces. And that's why I say usually you end up with, on one pear, you know, 6 to 8 pieces at most. The other thing is that when you're doing this, you only need 1 of each fruit for a serving of about 2 or 3 people. If you're trying to do this for a group of people, or you're doing it as a morning, you know, or brunch cocktail for your friends, then you want to double up and probably do 2 pieces of each fruit. The next thing I'm going to do is my grapefruit, which you're going to see when you're using the grapefruit that because it's the largest out of all of the other fruits that are going into this, that it is the strongest taste that you're going to get in the smoothie itself. It's going to be a little overpowering if you're not a, you know, grapefruit eater. My advice about that is that if you don't like the strong grapefruit taste, then just use half. By using half, you'll have the same amount of grapefruit as you do pears, apples, and oranges. So I'm going to use half. Now after I've made sure that I've gotten all the seeds out, what I basically do at that point, because it doesn't have to be cut down as much as the other harder fruits, I just take the rind off. And once the rind is off, I drop it in there, because the, you know, grapefruit and the oranges are very easy to blend down. And all of that extra, you know, skin that's on the actual orange is really very good for you. You know, people don't realize the benefits, and it fits through the hole, of eating not only the actual juicy part of the grapefruit. It's so juicy. Oh, it's dripping down my hands. I can't wait to eat, or drink, I should say, this smoothie. And also, you want to make sure you've removed your seeds, which mine fell out for me while I was unpeeling. And then I pop those in there, and they fit. And then an apple, because again, like I said, you don't want to go citrus at the bottom, apple and pear on top, and then the consistency will kind of be that way when you're blending it. The other great thing is that when you're doing this with your fruits, make sure that they're nice and cold so that you don't have to add, you know, ice, which is going to kind of water it down. It'll already be nice and cold because the fruits that you blended were nice and cold. Now with the apple, you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to pretty much make sure that you got the stem off. You're going to make sure you got that edge off, and then you're going to cut that into half, and then cut that half into half. Now this is a smaller apple, so I'm going to just go with these pieces. You want to make sure that you remove the seed in the center. And once you've done that, your apple slices are pretty much ready to go. And the last, but never the least, our famous Mr. Orange goes in, which will complete our lovely brain blaster. And what's also great is that you can use this as, you know, a meal replacement. If you're dieting and you want to kind of cut down on maybe eating a larger breakfast in the morning, this is something that you can incorporate into your diet that can easily be eaten, or drank, I should say, for breakfast, and you're pretty much good to go. It's very filling with the, you know, grapefruit and the orange, and you're really eating, you know, 4 pieces of fruit if you think about it. You're just drinking it instead, but it's very filling. as a meal replacement. So that's also a good alternative for anyone who is thinking about, you know, dieting and what they can consume while not starving yourself, which I'm really big on. And now with it being spring, this is the time that you want to embrace these fruits and really incorporate them back into your diet by doing something that's really refreshing, like a fruit smoothie. So now that we've got our nice little colorful mix, I put it onto my blender, and it's going to come out really thick and frothy if you don't add any water, and that's fine too. But I like mine to be a little bit thinner on the consistency. So I usually add about 2 cups of water, preferably spring water, drinking water, and that helps to make sure that it's not too thick and frothy once it's blended. And that's why I was saying, if you use cold fruits and you add the water, you won't have to add ice on top of that. The fruits are cold, the smoothie will be cold. I set it on my smoothie setting, and it starts to go. We'll be right back with our yummy, yummy brain blaster. And like magic, I'm back. We blended all of our fruits, and now we've got a really delicious, yummy smoothie. Now, if you don't want to use any water, you can also supplement with some kind of a dairy or non-dairy, like a vanilla soy or a milk or even a yogurt, which is going to make the consistency more creamy, but you'll still get the benefits of the protein from those added elements. With water, you're getting that additional hydration. So, cheers and happy spring. That's really great, and you still get the bits of the fruit, which makes it all the more tasty. Makeup. What are the trends for the spring, and what do you need to be focused on to give you that glowing, beauty, luminous skin that looks like it's ready for the approaching spring season? Cheek tints and cream blush. That's what I'm all about right now. One thing about them is that with cheek tints and cream blush, they're very natural. As you can see, my makeup is very natural today, which that's really what the spring is about. The spring is about fresh and clean and natural and organic, because we're coming out of the cold winter season and we're going into a new period of time that's almost like a rebirth. So in doing those things, more of a dewy, creamy finish, I think, is appealing for this season. The trends that you're seeing a lot of right now are the bright peach colors, like this cream blush I have here, and then also some of the kind of a rosy pink, which is this color. Now, the great thing about cheek tints is they come in a variety of different consistencies. You've got the creams, which are here, and then you've got the actual stains, which these are cool because they come in a tube and you push them up and you basically blot them onto the skin. Now, with all of these products, you want to make sure that, of course, you're testing them again to make sure that you don't have any allergic issues with them. But when you're applying your cream blush, you always want to use your fingers to kind of blend it out. And in blending it out, you can control how strong or how soft you want the color to be on your cheeks. Remember, it's always better to put a little on, blend it out, and then if you want more color, to add a little more product and continue blending that out. You never want to start with a lot and try to go back down, because once you put on too much blush, it's just too much blush. You've got to start all over again. Also, I like these stick cream blushes that are similar to the actual tints that you can roll upward and apply as well. With these, you can apply them with makeup on already or without makeup. It's really up to you. You control how much product you want to wear with these products because they blend so easily into your makeup or into bare skin. But it's nice because it just gives you a little bit of a flush of color that's natural and beautiful with a little bit of sheen that's going to add a great glow to your skin. I like to pop it on the cheeks, even sometimes depending on the color, if it's more of like a pink or a soft peach like what I'm wearing, I can also use it as a highlighter kind of along the edge of my nose and maybe a little on my chin just to add some brightness and a little luminosity to the skin. If you're in a bind and you don't have cheek tint or cream blush, or maybe you're just not in the market to buy new makeup right now, you can use lipstick. Just want to make sure that you're using the right colors, obviously. So a color like this, which is kind of a shimmery pink, is a great lipstick color that you can use as a cheek tint. Applying it the same way with the edge of the fingers, dabbing a little on at a time, and then slowly blending it out with the edge of your fingertips. You always want to focus on the apples of the cheeks when you're applying your cream blush as well, because when you smile, that's the area that's going to be highlighted and visible the most. Another color that's really great is kind of this peachy brown lip color that I have here. You want to stick to more of the tones that are fleshy when you're thinking about using a lipstick as a cream blush. Fleshy meaning more pink, more peachy, you know, maybe a little bit of a brown, but nothing that's too dark, like a bright red or a dark brown. Those are the colors that aren't as friendly as cream blushes. But in incorporating these things, you're adding a little bit of color to your skin, a little bit of sheen, and a little bit of a natural glow that's going to really give you that beautiful look for the spring season. So I hope that this will help you in incorporating some new elements into your makeup routine in preparing for the spring. We've come to the end of our show today, but before you go, I've got a couple little ideas to throw past you to continue to embrace the spring season. One thing and one thing only. Get out. Enjoy this new amazing weather that's happening. I have a couple ideas of things that you can do. You can run, walk, or jog along the bike lane. You can cycle or roller skate with your kids. And going to the park is also a great option. You can think about working, if you work from home, at an outdoor cafe instead. Or even if you're eating out with friends or your significant other, think about eating outside now and really enjoying the beautiful essence of what spring is. That lovely 60s to 70s weather that I can't get enough of. The most important thing is also to embrace everything that's around you. Notice that the trees are changing and the flowers are blooming. That's what those things are there for, so enjoy them and notice them. Also, think about activities that you can do that are fun and charging, like going kayaking or hiking or even camping. Now's the best time to do those things because the bugs aren't out yet to chew us alive like they will be in the summer. But if I could say anything else, the main thing is get out and enjoy this weather. It's the first trick and tip to get over that long winter that we all had to deal with. I hope you enjoyed our show, and whether it's interior design, clothing, cheek tint, or just healthy fruits for a great smoothie, these are all the ways that you can incorporate elements of the spring into your life and home and personality and well-being. Life, as always, I have to say, is most important when you live life.